Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having an awesome Tuesday. And watch Miss Melissa's live with science today because it was super cool. How many of you are going to do that science experiment and freeze some flowers? Because I think I might, because that was pretty cool. There's a loud truck coming, so hopefully you guys can still hear me in a second. So we've been talking a lot about flowers and trees. So today we're gonna read a book in a couple minutes when some more friends hop on with us, and then we're gonna make a flower out of some things that we might have in our house. Some paper. Now I have colored paper, but if you have white paper, you just go back and color it when you're done, or you can start coloring it now while I'm reading the book and you can listen while you color. We're gonna cut out some shapes with our scissors. And if you need help cutting out your shapes, parents, you can trace it or draw it, and then your child can trace it or cut it out with the scissors. Alrighty, let's wait a couple more minutes. I hope everyone's having a nice day. We can go outside and play today. It's not as warm as it was the past couple days, so you might need a little jacket like I do right now, but it's so nice and it's so beautiful. That's why I sat outside today to talk to you guys. Get started in 1 minute. We're gonna read a book today called Planting a Rainbow. So we're gonna be planting, what do you think we're gonna be planting? Look at this picture. Maybe some different flowers, and if you look at the back, there's the rest of the colors of our rainbow. Some purples and blues. So let's get started. Planting a rainbow. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow. In the fall, we buy some bulbs and plant them in the ground. Do you see all the bulbs they planted down here? Let's see what they have. They have some iris and some daffodils and some tulips. We order seeds from our catalog and wait all winter long. You see all the seeds that they bought? All the different flowers, some daisies. For the spring to warm the soil and sprout the bulbs. So it has to be spring so the soil is warm so that all the bulbs can sprout. And then it's time to go to the garden center and select some seedlings. Look at their wagon full of flowers. They are ready. Can you see all them? Look, and it already looks like a rainbow. You can see all the different color sticks on what the flowers might be. We sow the seeds and set out the plants in the soil. You can see it, and they start to label them so they know which plants are going to be where, and you can look and see all the rainbow. And watch the rainbow grow. Look at it grow. Do you see all them? They're starting to grow now. Do you guys have any gardens that you planted in the beginning of spring and they're starting to sprout and blossom? Yeah, that's what happens in the spring. And grow and grow. Look at our rainbow. Can you see all of our colors? We have some red flowers and some orange flowers. See the orange flowers. And some yellow blooms. See all their yellow flowers? And we grow something green. Do you have any green plants outside your house? And some blue flowers. See all those blue flowers? And some purple flowers too. Look at all their purple flowers. All summer long we pick them and bring them home. See how their beautiful rainbow bouquet of flowers that they have? And when the summer is over, we all know that we can grow our rainbow again next year. So when our flowers go away in the winter this year, we can plant them again next year, next spring. And they can grow their own rainbow all over again with all of our colors. So today I thought it would be fun if we made our own flower. So this is when you're gonna need your paper, your scissors, and we'll need our glue in a little bit. So I thought that we'd make our flowers out of some shapes. Now I'm gonna pick some shapes that I'm gonna use for my flower, and Miss Melissa just went over the parts of a flower. So we're gonna use that vocabulary, so those words to label our flowers and to talk about the different parts. So we're gonna start with the very bottom of the flower. Do you remember what those were called? They grow in the ground. Do you remember? The roots. So if you want, you don't have to, if you want to draw some roots at the bottom of your page, if you have a crayon or a marker, you can do that. If not, you don't have to. So I'm gonna turn my paper this way. Dropping it long ways up and down so that the flowers have some more room and they can grow high. So I'm gonna draw maybe some roots at the bottom. I'm gonna use my red marker because this is what I have. And I'm gonna make 2 flowers today. So I just drew some roots right at the bottom. Alrighty, and then do you remember what the next one up was? It's normally long and green. Do you remember what that's called? It starts with a s sound. The stem. So we're gonna make the stem. So I'm gonna make this, my stem, this shape. Does anyone know what shape this one is? This is a rectangle, so I'm gonna make my stem a rectangle. You don't have to make your stem a rectangle. You can make your stem any shape that you want. But I'm gonna take my scissors, and I'm gonna cut out 2 rectangles, because remember, we're gonna make 2 flowers. And you can make them as tall or as short as you want. I think I'm gonna make them 2 different sizes. So I think my first one's gonna be like this. Maybe I'll make my second one go a little bit taller. And like I said, if you need some help, you can ask your parents to maybe draw it for you, and then you can cut it out with your scissors. So here are my 2 stems. So you can see there are one's a little bit bigger than the other. I'm gonna glue them right on top of where I drew my roots. So remember, we have our roots and our stem. So I'm gonna take a little bit of glue. We only need a couple dots, right? We don't need too much glue. Oh, let's see if my glue is gonna work today. Oh, here comes this truck, so we'll see if you guys can still hear me. You might be able to see it in the background as it goes by. So my glue stopped working, so I had to use my finger, but I only put a little bit of glue on, and I'm gonna stick it right on top of my roots, because that's where the root of our flower is. So I use the shape of rectangle. You can use whatever shape that you want to use. You can do a diamond or a square or even a circle. This is your flower, make it however you want. So here's my second one, just a little bit at the top, and we're gonna stick it on. So we have our stems, we have our roots down here and our stems right here. So my stem is a rectangle. What shape is your stem? So add some pictures down below when we're all done so I can see how different our flowers are, because no one's gonna have the same ideas. So next, I'm gonna make the circle part of the flower, which are normally where the seeds are being held. So we're gonna make where the seeds go. So we're gonna cut out 2 circles. I already cut out my 2 circles because we're gonna have our parents do something on our circles. So I cut out 2 circles. So if you need help, I'll hold up my picture of a circle, because we did a circle. So that's where mine came in, and I picked the color red. You can pick any color that you want. Same thing for your stem. If you don't want them to be green, they can be any color you want. You can make a rainbow flower, just like some of the flowers we saw in that book. So here's our circle. Okay, so once you cut out your circles, I have my 2 circles here. You're gonna glue them down on your paper like this. So it'll be the seeds of your flower. And what I'm gonna have your parents do is write a number on each seed. My numbers are backwards, but I have a 6 and a 4 on mine, but you can pick any number. So this is gonna tell us how many petals we need to put on our flower. Okay, so your parents, you can try to trick them if you want. That's what I always say to my kids. I try to trick them with maybe a bigger number by doing 10, and then we're gonna make our petals in a second. So glue these down, and then we're gonna make our petals. Alrighty, mine are getting glued down. I hope you're gluing yours down too. Whoop, mine are blowing away with the wind. This truck must like me because he doesn't want to go away. Alrighty, so now I glued the seeds onto my flower. So we have our roots, our stem, and our seedlings where all the seeds are get held, and have your parents write numbers on them. All right, our next choice we have to make is what shape we're going to make our petals. Our petals go normally around like this, right? Around here. So we're gonna make our petals now. I think I'm gonna choose this shape. Does anyone know what shape this is? What shape is this? Good morning, Austin. So this is our triangle. So I'm gonna cut my petals into triangles. You can cut them into circles, diamonds, rectangles, squares, whatever you want. I'm gonna pick a triangle. So I'm gonna cut some of my pieces out. And for the seeds in the center, for any of our parents, if for any of our older kids, you can do like addition or subtraction problems up here, so have them figure them out. They can add up all the numbers that are on the page. You can do like that to make it a little bit harder for some of our older kids. So I have some of my triangles that I'm cutting out. I cut out a couple before this, so we have some right here. So I cut out some triangles. But all my triangles don't look the same, because not all triangles and not all petals look the same. So I have some taller triangles, some shorter triangles that will look a little bit wider, some smaller triangles, so they can all be different. And then you're gonna look at the number of petals that you're supposed to put on each of your flowers. So this one we said was 4, and this one is 6. So let's do our 4 petal first. So I'm gonna glue those down and put our 4 petals on. Let's see if I can get my glue stick to work. Got a little too much glue. Remember, we only need a little dot of glue. So I put a little bit at the bottom of my petal, and then I'm gonna glue it on here, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I'm all done. And you can do as many as you guys want. We'll do one more. Our 4th one. 4. And you can put them wherever you want on your flower. So this is my first flower with our 4 petals. Oh, they're sliding a little bit. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's do the one with our 6 petals. So put your petals on. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about our flowers when we're done, because we learned some of the vocabulary from Miss Melissa on what these parts are called. So we made our roots were at the bottom, which help it get the nutrition that it needs and to grow, and they're normally deep down in the soil. And sometimes in the spring when you start to plant things, you can put some plants in water and watch all the roots grow, and they look pretty cool. They kind of look like a bunch of little spider legs that grow out, and once they get big enough, you can put them into the ground and then grow your flowers. So I need a couple more triangles, so I'm gonna cut a couple more. This truck is very loud, so I hope you guys can hear me. And when we're all done, we'll have beautiful flowers. And then we did some math with it. We had some fun picking out our numbers and how many there were gonna be for our petals. We talked about some different shapes that we were gonna make out of our flower. All right, I have my last petal that I'm putting on. Remember, only a little bit of glue down at the bottom. And 6. So these are my flowers that I made. One has 4 petals, one has 6 petals. We have our seed in the center, so these are all petals, our stem, and our roots. So our picture is done. Now if you want, you can draw some suns or clouds, or if you don't have color paper like I do, you can now color it in. It might be a little hard if you put too much glue up here, but color them in and make it a rainbow flower. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Get outside and play, and it is Teacher Appreciation Week, so parents, you are their teachers right now, so we appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.